We've met lots of times and done lots of interviews. I've always found that you're not entirely comfortable discussing political issues. Am I right?
Yeah, because if you make a statement, you could be in trouble. I'm a single girl living in Mumbai alone, nobody there. So yes, I am conscious of it.
Was that a consideration when you accepted this film? Did you think about that?
I did think about it, but I felt at that point of time, and even till now, the fact that I'm promoting it, my gut says go for it, yeah.
Okay, because you know Maoist terror is so top of the mind these days and in the headlines, and there's this whole debate in our country right now about whether, you know, there are some sections of society that are trying to justify the terror, saying but there have been atrocities on the people. Is there any element of that debate also in this film?
I don't think any of us is justifying terror, because killing innocent people is not done regardless of where it comes from. But having said that, everybody doesn't think a terrorist is a terrorist. Some people think that they are freedom fighters.
But some people stand as that you shouldn't even be looking at the other viewpoint. Because if you're saying violence is unacceptable, then it is unacceptable, and don't debate it.
You need to show certain things to be able to emphasize it and to be able to get a perspective on it. And that's why we get into that aspect of violence. It's not glorifying terror.
Alright, Bipasha, you had the experience of wearing a burqa in this film?
Yes, I did.
What did that feel like?
It is the tradition and it's a custom, and people there wear it, and so as Aziza, I wore it. It was like very clinical for me when I did it for the film.
Okay, sometimes when I've read women saying the first time I wore a burqa, it was actually liberating because nobody is looking at you.
No, for me, I felt not so liberated.
Because I've read of actresses who then also wore it elsewhere to see what the experience was like. You didn't feel intrigued.
Himesh also wore it, I think.
Himesh has also worn it.
No, I'm not so much of a private person. I go everywhere and I don't mind being recognized or anything. I know many actresses wear it to go shopping and all. I don't have any issues like that. I'm pretty happy walking around the way I am.
And you're happy that you are not in a culture where you have to be veiled and you have to cover yourself up and
stuff. If I was born into that culture, maybe I would have been, from day one, I would have accepted it. Because I'm not born into it, I don't know of it. So I don't share that sentiment of, how sentimental that it is. But it is a part of a culture, and it must be beautiful for them. So, but it is not a part of me, so I don't know.
Okay. Very well said.
Yeah, very well said. I'm an actor.
I remember a few years ago in an interview you had told me that one reason why Indian actresses have not so far been able to make it big in Hollywood is because we have our inhibitions as Indian women, whether it's with lovemaking scenes or nudity and things like that. Do you still hold that view?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I ask, of course, in the context of the Lotto ad. I was wondering whether you would do that ad for India.
No, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. Why is it that India can't accept something like that when we have a tradition of so much of liberalism?
Well, I have
a history of it.
Well, I will come back to myself. I will not be the face for the society at this point of time. I did that ad in 1997 or 96 when I first started off, when I was modeling internationally. And I wanted to be an international model and not come back to India. But fate had something else for me. I got bored, I came back to India, and that was an international commercial. It was done, I was very naive, didn't even know about camera angles, and I have to be honest about it because that's the way it was. Today, if you ask me about it, I've actually forgotten what it was. My memory is really tiny. So, if you tell me that would you do it, I would not do it for any amount of money given
you wouldn't do it for an international market either now?
I would not. I would not. So, every individual with time becomes mature, understands the business they are in, understands the surroundings they are in. So, I was 16 at that point of time. And I was living in New York and doing what my agents would tell me to do. So, it's different. I'm 31 years old now. So, you cannot expect me to have the same sensibilities of a 16-year-old then.
Any regrets?
No regrets at all. I'm not defending myself. I'm not saying anything. It's just that I wouldn't do it. I'm making a clear point of view here.
Okay.